What's up guys, welcome to the garage, and today we've got another unboxing for Banggood, and this is a Double E 4-wheel drive Land Rover Defender rock crawler, and it's 1/8 scale. It's a pretty big truck, straight in from China, as you can see. I think these things get kicked at every single stop. So we'll just have a look what's on the box, and then we'll get it out of the way and give us a bit more space. Simulation travel frame, independent suspension and shock absorber in 4-wheel, simulation car appearance, that's handy, simulation climbing frame, unique wheel steering, I'm not sure there's anything unique about it, and a simulation wheel. It also says up here, off-road 4x4, simulated lights, steering gear, 2.4 GHz remote control, go forward, backward, infinitely variable speeds, and turn left, right. The infinitely variable speeds, that interests me. Let's get out of the box, let's have a look at it. So in the box you get a USB charger, 1200 milliamp hour lithium ion battery, it's decent, it's got a lithium ion battery, and the transmitter with throttle trim and steering trim. So this should be fully proportional. And now let's talk about the truck. So you may have seen over the box, it had Land Rover badges everywhere. You've got a Land Rover badge on the grille there as well. There's a slight typo. It's the Land Rover Defender. Pretty sure this isn't a licensed body, even though it's got Land Rover emblems all over the box and one on the grille. It's certainly, I'm sure, not a body that Land Rover would have wanted to license, but you know, it's a nice bright orange colour. It's got LED lights in the front, it's got your bumper there, you've got your roof rack on there, and your arch extensions or your fender extensions. They look like they actually come off as well, so they're like the accessories you can get to add to other scale RCs. These wheels actually look quite nice. That's a little bit ugly there, but overall they're not too bad looking. And the tyres, although the compound feels cheap, it does definitely feel like a cheap compound. They're nice and soft, so that's good. Friction dampers, and overall it is pretty toy grade. Some nice big chunky drive shafts front and rear, and solid axles front and rear as well. So permanent 4-wheel drive with locked diffs in there, and all the gearbox and stuff is under this box. I did take this off earlier, have a quick peek inside, and it looks like it's either a 370 or a 380 motor. I think it's a 370, but all the motor and gearbox are within this box, and then your battery goes in the back there, and you've got your steering servo at the front there. Everything else, you can't take this body off, it's all sealed under there. You have to take the screws out and probably unclip it. There's no way of getting any quick access underneath here, but all the electronics are underneath anyway. So it's 1/8 scale. The wheelbase is about, the wheelbase is 12 inches. Now, this is based on the Defender 110, and the 110 stands for 110 inches. So a quick guess, I'm going to say in the top of my head that a 12-inch wheelbase on this probably going to be around the 1/8, maybe 1/9 scale. If we put it next to the cheap kind of TRX4 bodied clone there, you can see this is labelled as 110, and that would definitely put this at 1/8 scale. And I've seen this next to a TRX4, and it's quite a bit smaller, so this is probably more a TRX4 size than this one. However, this is definitely a bit more hobby grade than this. This is definitely more the sort of thing you'd find in like Walmart or your cheap toy shops and stuff like that. I'm not saying it's not going to be any good, we'll stick the battery and try it in a bit, but this is a little bit more hobby grade, but it is twice the price. Still cheap though. Right, I'll stick the battery in this, we'll switch it on, and we'll see what that steering and that throttle is like. Right, so powered on, proportional steering. This has got a turning circle of that hovercraft that I reviewed a few days ago. Yeah, terrible steering angle, but it's quite quick. So throttle all the way up. And then throttle all the way down. This is probably going to be more for your kids and stuff, so that throttle, the throttle trim or the throttle dual rate is really handy. Pet hate of mine, lights that only work when you hit the accelerator. That's about it, nothing really more to talk about. The suspension, friction, it's quite soft, so you've got a bit of articulation there. Body's a bit cheap and nasty looking. It seems to have not a bad amount of power. So not too bad. I think this might be alright, just as something to mess about with. There's a link for it in the description. So let's take it out, give it a try outside, and see how it gets on. I'll be honest with you, it's actually better than I thought it was going to be. Only a quick test in the garden. The only issue I've found with it is the throttle. Sometimes it's going slow, sometimes it speeds up, and then sometimes it cuts out. It can't make its mind up whether it wants the throttle duration all the way on or all the way off, or if the sort of the overcurrent, or if, like, you know, the overload cuts in. It's a bit random. So I think if you've got kids, straight out of the box, this will definitely be fun for the young kids and stuff like that, bouncing around. And there's certainly enough power on the grass and stuff like that. It would be okay. If you've got time to mess about with it, which is what I'm going to do, is I'm going to open it up and I'm probably going to put my own electronics in it, keep the motor in there, probably put my own stuff in it, and then give it another go. Because I think if we can get rid of that throttle issue and have a decent amount of throttle all the time, this thing probably won't be too bad. Yeah, it's a toy grade, but if it doesn't cost you much to fiddle about with it and make it half decent, someone will have fun with it. And it's been a while since I've tried to brush this motor in a toy grade, so there's always that possibility. Anyway, cheers for watching. I'll get this out on a bit better terrain and give it a proper test for you. Hope you enjoyed the video. Link in the description, and I'll see you next time.